Welcome back everyone, Zaf here. I seriously need to touch some grass. I've been playing this boss stage 10 hours on loop, back to back to back, testing out every single build on YouTube, on Discord, on the forums, on Reddit, anywhere I could possibly find some sort of variation of any build. I tried it out, and this right here, thanks to one special person, is the best loadout possible. I did make some minor changes to artifacts and other stuff like that, but let's go over it. I can show you exactly what we ran, and also the boss battle, so you know exactly what to do, because there are some very important tips I want to provide you. And the first step being right here, we are going to exit out and do something very quick. It'll just take 5 seconds. Everyone should do this, it's a must. As you've probably noticed, the screen is just a tiny bit blurry. There is a very good reason for this. If we go to our settings, as you can see, I have my settings on low for every single thing here. That's because your frames, your FPS, the ability for the game to calculate damage is so important, and it's impacted by your overall system performance. So please, before you run the boss, make sure lower all your settings. It's a must. It does impact your damage, so please do this. It'll make the gameplay even more smooth, but now I'm going to put it back up all the way to 4K, baby. That's right. Oh, so much better. Everything is crystal clear. But let's hop into the build I'm using and the hunters I chose. Now, I did try swapping Team B for Team A. It provided this team right here around a 90 million bonus, but with Team A, it provided around a 200 million-ish bonus in terms of damage, so it does make a pretty decent difference. That's just because of the setup we have. And as a reminder, Jinwoo only provides bonuses to Team A. Team B and Team C are their own standalone teams, so don't go thinking Jinwoo provides bonuses to all your team members, only Team A. And it does say so in the information tab right here if you press this button. As you can see from Netmarble's own game guide, if we go down right over here, you can see form a party of 9 hunters excluding shadows and go into the battle. Team A, Jinwoo and 3 hunters, Team B 3 hunters, Team C 3 hunters. Each hunter's team buff effect is only applied within the formed team, but the floor pad skill can be applied to all hunters, like Libor's AoE buff and also Min's AoE buff, the 5% one. So these all apply like Moonshadow, etc. So very important to know here. And also something else that is very important, do not forget to support us on Netmarble Supporter Program. It is vital for you to support us because that way I can send you codes directly. There is a reason why we're ranked number 1 with 10,000 supporters, so make sure you support us. I still have hundreds of codes left to give out, so make sure you support, otherwise you're missing out on Essence and Rune Fragments. And really quick, a shout out to Raj from the first comment to our last video. Here is your shout out and enjoy your juicy Discord roll. Now, going back to our team comps, this is all thanks to Musu. They theory crafted something absolutely amazing. Who would have thought to use Anna? It is quite a shock. We always see Musu dropping base takes in the comments, so he's an awesome guy providing fantastic build knowledge. And the reason why they chose Anna is right here. If you go to their passive effects, their A3 bonus, when they cast their ultimate, they provide the corrosive poison effect, but now it's the enhanced corrosive poison effect, providing a 10% total stacking defense decrease for 30 seconds, and it stacks with Shadow Step, very important, providing us a substantial DPS gain. Same with Choi, as everyone knows already. We use him for like POD sometimes because his weapon provides a 20% at A5 stacking defense decrease to the target. It stacks with Shadow Step and also Anna's defense decrease, making for some major damage gains. So that's why I use these two alongside Libora on Team C, because as you know, for Libora, she has the charm effect, providing a 15% damage taken increase to the target. Super OP, very strong. And our next 2 teams, Team A and Team B, very, very standard here. We're running Alicia, Jinwoo, not Johi, I'll explain why. And also Malin, obviously with Malin, whenever you have Alicia, you have to use her, otherwise it just won't work out. Mirai, as usual, running Hansame, the perfect buffer for Mirai. And also Woo, because we do need one other unit. He is a breaker, providing us those greed stacks on his artifact set, and also giving us that team bonus. So both Hansame and Mirai provide team bonuses to wind if you have a wind stack team, so this is perfect. Same with Jinwoo, providing us the greed effect. Let me show you artifacts. This is what I ran. I don't know if this is standard, but this worked the best for me. So a 4-set Curse, 4-set Expert, and a 4-set Curse and 4-set Expert on Mirai as well. This was the best. And on these 3 hunters right here, we have Jinwoo, we have Woo, and we also have Anna. I ran Greed on every single one of them. The reason why I chose Greed on Anna is because it performed a little bit better than running sets to kind of boost her stats. That was just my opinion, it worked out. It did help me get to that 2 billion damage mark, so it worked out in the end. And for our supports, all the sets are basically the same. As you can see with Choi, we ran this set right here. This is one of my favorites in the game, Angel in White. The team member with the highest amount of power is getting an 8% total damage bonus, very OP. And this set here is so good too, Sylph's Blessing, providing us a total 15% elemental weakness damage dealt bonus. So it stacks up to 3 times, 60 seconds, 5% each for 15% total. Fantastic for this run, because as you know, the boss is weak to every single elemental type, so this is just perfect. And the reason why we run this set on Malin and not something else like Blessing is because Jinwoo is actually running our Blessing set, and I'll show you that all in a second. Very interesting build. And I do want to mention something very important. You have to make sure Malin's HP is at 32,000 for a weapon effect to go off, for those of you that don't know. And also Choi and Anna, they will die ASAP. So the weapon that gives the most amount of HP is this one right here. Though, if you find your Anna does survive, you can swap it out for one of our SR books, providing a power gauge bonus. It can help with the ultimate cast, up to you to try. But this provides a lot of HP, but with Choi, obviously, we don't have a weapon to swap in to provide HP for us, so our artifact sets have to provide HP, otherwise he will die, and he's not going to get the defense decrease off, which is so important. So please make sure on your artifacts for both Anna and Choi to have HP on them, otherwise you will die, and your damage will take a huge hit, okay? It will take a giant impact, trust me. It's the difference between like 1.6 billion to 2 billion. It does make a difference. Now that should be it for artifacts. Let me show you Jinwoo. As you know, everyone right now is running the intelligence strat, and it's so funny because everyone's running the intelligence stat. Yes, that's right, Jinwoo is our support. What a shocker. So if we go to the stat right here, you can see intelligence provides us a cooldown reduction, and 580 points, I believe, provides us around a 10-ish or 11% cooldown reduction, and it makes a substantial difference. That's because of our weapon choices. Obviously, everyone should be running this, at least an A1 Grimoire and an A5 Moonshadow. That's because at A1, the Grimoire provides us an increase to elemental weakness damage taken by 24% to the entire team. Not just Team A, to everyone. So this is vital for this run, including Moonshadow. Moonshadow, as you can see here, provides us a new increase effect. This is new based on the current patch. Increases a user and their team members' damage of 15%. This is substantial. So these two are the perfect weapons for this run. Make sure you use them. And for our skills, again, thanks to Musu for this. They were an absolute animal when it came to the artifact set choice and also the skill set choice. We're running Blessing set because it doesn't really work out on Hunters as much as it does on Jinwoo. On Jinwoo, you can get it off so fast because remember, your Hunters cannot tag out, they cannot use support skills, they can only use their ultimate skills, which is obviously not ideal. But with Jinwoo, you can use certain runes to make your ultimate come up much faster. That's why we're using this right here, the Crushing Blow Ascension Break. If we go down, charges power gauge by 20% and decreases the cooldown of the user's ultimate skill by 20%. Very, very OP if you ask me. I believe if you have that too, Legendary, let me check real quick in our codex. As you can see, Legendary is even better by 10% in 10 seconds. Oh my goodness. If you have this, you are just set for life for this run. I really hope I get it. A 10-second difference and a 10% power gauge difference will actually impact the run, trust me. And for our Blessing standard for everyone's run, this is what you should run for every single build regardless, unless you're using Jinwoo as the main damage source, which you shouldn't. So running Bloodlust, this stacks with Shadow Step, providing the target a decrease of 12% to their defense, very OP, and this is vital, trust me. Swiftness is a must, one more dash, and also a chance to reset our dash. In this run, you're dashing non-stop, not to dodge damage, but to make sure you get Shadow Steps off constantly. It's a must, trust me. And then we also use the new Blessing Stone. This is a must as well. If you don't have it, you can run this right here, Speed, for even more dashes, making sure you get Shadow Steps off. This provides us a 7% total attack, defense, and HP bonus. That's because if you have the same elemental type on your team, so 3 hunters with all the same type, you get this bonus times 2, so 1 plus 1 for 7%. Very OP if you ask me. And lastly, of course, we use Reawakening, giving us a cooldown reduction. We need to keep getting off our skills. 7% for this skill right here, Vacuum Wave. This is standard, so 7% damage can increase for 12 seconds. Very strong for this run. And also, of course, as you know, we're running our Grimoire and Moonshadow, constantly using our skills, not for their damage that Jinwoo can deal, just for their standalone abilities, because this makes our hunters deal so much more damage. So that should be everything covered. We covered artifacts, running Blessing, for the 20% damage will increase, our skill choices, of course. But you can use other skills, of course, like this one right here. If you can't get the Shadow Steps off, this provides a 16% defense decrease, pretty good. So this is another choice you can use. But honestly, these two skills are a must in my opinion. They are totally vital. You have to run them, otherwise you will have even less damage, which is not ideal for this run. So everything should be covered. I hopefully didn't forget a single thing. And the reason why I still haven't registered one more score is because I'm trying to get 7 plus 8 Rage Stacks off for the maximum reward. You can see here, you can get 15 Rage Stacks for the maximum reward here, and these rewards are pretty strong. You can see you can also get one more chest here. This is the upgraded version of the Guild Raid chest, which is kind of funny. You can get it from the regular chest. I kind of like how they did that. It's not too bad. You can see if you go to raid info, it's a 10% chance for an even better chest. Kind of cool. So if you go into this one, look at the raid info, you get a lot of good rewards here. So that's why it's vital to do fantastically in this run. So let's go over that. Let me show you the battle, showing you exactly what we did and giving you tips as I can. That we know exactly what to do. Okay, so let's go over the run. Very simple. First thing you want to do is dash, dash, dash. We're at 0.5% speed, so I can easily explain it to you. First thing you want to do is use your arm break skill for the 12-second duration 7% buff, very important. Dash right away, use Shadow Step, use your Power Gauge skill for your ultimate. Once you do that, dash to the side a bit, use Grimoire, and then instantly cancel the animation once you see the erosion effect go off. So you saw there, I saw it. I'm going to dash out of it right away. Use Moonshadow, making sure you dash to the right. Otherwise, the dragon will run out and you won't get the effect applied. You'll see the effect right over here. Where is it? And there we go. That's the effect. You want to make sure it's applied, otherwise you're not getting damage bonus off. And now you're stealing damage using your skills when you can, minus the vacuum skill, unless you know a Shadow Step is coming off. So I can expect a Shadow Step coming off right around here. And one more tip, when the dragon is raging, later on the run, that's when you know you can use Shadow Step again. So dash instantly when you see this towards the head and start dashing. I'll show you. So now we know a move is coming, the AoE move. So use your vacuum move, get the 7% damage increase, and then dash, use Shadow Step, use your ultimate now. Very important for the blessing effect to go off. Once you use your ultimate, use Grimoire, cancel the animation, use Moonshadow, get the damage off, start auto-attacking, basic attacking, do whatever you can for the next rotation, and always position yourself in front of the head, otherwise you'll lose out on so much damage. Trust me, if you miss those Shadow Steps, you might as well reset your run. You want to make sure you get every Shadow Step off. So you saw there Grimoire, dashing out of it. Once the erosion effect goes off, Moonshadow, super simple. So I'm going to let the run play out. Use your Power Gauge move as well. Get the Power Gauge bonus off when you can, of course. It's every, I think, 30 seconds for that skill. So we're just going to wait for the next move here. And yeah, you saw there, when the eyes turn red, that's an indicator a move is coming. So you want to get your dashes ready. You'll see here, easy dash. It's not really a move, it's kind of like a hidden move. So I dashed, Shadow Step is off, gonna use it. Use our vacuum move right here, the armor break skill, get the damage taken increase off, and then use our Q, get the CDR reduction on our ultimate. Very easy run. Make sure you dash forward a little bit before Grimoire, that way your Moonshadow won't miss later on. So we're using Grimoire here, getting the erosion effect off, dashing out, Moonshadow, a very simple run if you ask me, super standard. Use our Q, and when our ultimate comes up, we're going to use it right around here. When it comes up, just wait for it. And I guess it took a minute, so we're gonna dash, use our Shadow Step, use our ultimate now, there we go, get the blessing effect off, and then use our vacuum skill if we have it up, and then use our Grimoire. It doesn't matter too much, but try to get the vacuum effect off first. I say vacuum, that's the arm break skill, the win version that does provide the vacuum effect, so we're gonna use that, get the 7% bonus, and then Grimoire, Moonshadow, easy peasy. This run is honestly one of the easier in the game in my opinion. You just have to have the right build to deal the most damage possible, otherwise yeah, it's gonna be lacking just a little bit. So we're waiting here for the dragon, and we're gonna dash again, yeah. So the eyes light up, we're gonna dash when we can. So I'm gonna rewind back, and as you can see here, the dragon's about to use a move. Now, it is very forgiving. You'll see here, I'm gonna panic dash now. I'm stuck behind the foot, super annoying, but I'm panicking. But you'll see here, you can still get it off, so that's why you wanna have that blessing stone for dash. You can still get it off very easy, that being your Shadow Step. You saw there, even when you panic, you can still get it off. The dragon is the most forgiving boss possible, but one thing that isn't forgiving, make sure, because of the aiming mechanics in the game, they honestly suck. You'll miss a skill quite a lot. Make sure you target it correctly. The game won't do it for you. It will always miss, trust me. So we're going to continue here, use our Grimoire, use our Moonshadow, the erosion effect is off, and yeah, very standard. So yeah, I'm just going to let it play out here. Not too much to say. Use your ultimate when you can, of course, but if you see a Shadow Step coming, get the Shadow Step off always. Shadow Steps are the priority here. We use it, and now we can ultimate. Get the 20% damage dealt bonus from Blessing, of course. And the only other tip I can really provide you is just make sure, if you notice your hunters are dying, you can press tab to bring out the hunter HP menu. So once you press tab, all 9 hunters will be on the screen. That way you can check which ones are dying, which ones are alive, etc. It's kind of hard to notice during the run, and the summary screen at the end doesn't tell you. So you saw there again, the vacuum skill almost missed, but we still got it, thank goodness. And you see here, boom, another extreme evasion. So basically any move the dragon does, if you time it correctly, you can do a Shadow Step. Though I know it might be hard. This is after, I don't know how many runs I've done to dragon, probably like at least 100 runs easily. But as you can see, we basically mastered it, thank goodness. It took a minute, but we did it. It's probably one of the easier boss battles, like I said before. You just have to get these Shadow Steps off and just use the right build. That's all that matters. It's not too complicated. Though I guess that's actually the hard part, getting the right hunters, the right build. Yeah, maybe not the easiest boss, then probably one of the hardest, just based on the requirements going in. But at least that marble didn't make the boss battle itself impossible. Otherwise, yeah, people would probably revolt and that wouldn't be good. So we're just gonna let it play out. I'll just stop talking when there's nothing to say. Oh, and one thing I do actually want to mention is, when you're running out of mana, that's because you're not using your basic attacks enough. Remember, basic attacks recharge your mana, so please use them as often as you can. We are spamming our skills non-stop, so we need mana. We need it so bad. And just as a reminder, you want to go for at least 1.something billion at the 1 minute mark if you're a dolphin or a whale. Otherwise, you just restart your run. You want to go for that 1 billion mark at 1 minute, otherwise you won't get the score needed. At least like 1.3 billion at 1 minute, otherwise, yeah, there is no way you're getting 8 rage sacks. It's not happening, not possible, because you can deal more damage later on as your team builds up those extra stacks on their artifacts, so very important. As you know, Alicia, as you know, Mirai, they have expert on, so they're just dealing more and more damage as the time goes on. Mirai is truly the MVP. That's why on my tier list, she's rank number 1, baby, the highest damage dealer in this game. What an absolute legend. So this run itself is made easier just because of her. If we didn't have Mirai, we'd be stuck using someone like Yu So-hyun. Our damage would be so bad. Mirai comes in clutch. She really does, dealing the most damage in this run. But yeah, here comes the end of the run. Again, you want to be careful, just looking at the dragon's head, dodging when you can. That's basically all I can really tell you. There's no like hidden tricks here. Just look at the head, look at the eyes. As you can see here, we're watching for the eyes, the most important thing, using our skills when we can. And here it comes, another move we can dodge, and I'm dashing, trying to get it off. And one more dash here, do I get it? And I missed that one. So remember, the boss is forgiving, but you want to position yourself to the head always. And here also, we go out of mana. I feel like if I didn't run out of mana, I probably could have gotten around 2.1, maybe even 2.2 billion. There was a chance. So the Shadow Step miss and the mana issue, that's what killed the run for me. Well, not really killed. We got 2 billion. That's obviously not easy to do, but clearly some improvements can be made with anyone's run, with anyone's build. So I hope this helped you. As you can see, 2 billion is pretty easy. I'm not like a giga whale. I'm a whale, obviously. I do it for content creation, but anyone can get the 7 rage stacks. 8 is honestly way too hard, unless you're just some crazy whale with perfect artifacts. As you know, my artifacts aren't good. That's why it's a bit harder for me. If I had perfect artifacts, honestly speaking, this run would be pretty easy to get 8 stacks off. Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard at all. So yeah, that was the run. 2 billion damage. I'm like panicking here. I'm trying to get 2 billion just to make the thumbnail look beautiful, and we got it. 2 billion on this boss. One of the easier ones if you have the right build. If you know how to beat it, you know it's a hard boss battle, I'll be honest. It's not super easy, but it is very doable. Just follow this guide and you'll know exactly what to do. So yeah, if you enjoy, do drop a like, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and do stay tuned for more solo variants content like this. This was Zaf signing out.